Let's take you back to 1986 in this pretty little lake town called Providence Oaks.
Up first this week we have Lake, a bite-sized open-world adventure about Meredith Weiss, a busy city worker who takes time out to return home and fill in for her dad, the local postman, while he's out of town. Played from a third-person perspective, Lake is a simple but rather lovely game. Across 14 days, you're tasked with delivering letters and packages to the local residents of Providence Oaks. As you go about your rounds, you interact with characters and build relationships with them. Dialogue choices lead to different outcomes and also different endings. How will you take to the slow life of Providence Oaks? Perhaps you'll meet someone and ignore that work you need to do for your city boss. Who knows, by the end, you may even want to stay there. The story is by far the strongest aspect of the game, which is helped by some pretty solid voice acting. The graphics are gorgeous. Providence Oaks feels real and reminded me of many of the places I've visited when in New England. The attention to detail is also impressive. Special mention must go to the local video shop on Main Street, which has a large selection of recognisable 80s films on the shelves, albeit with slight copyright adaptations. Can you guess what film Back to the Present is? Or Gremlins? Lake is a breath of digital fresh air and offers a welcome change of pace from many of the first-person shooters, bullet hells and action roguelites on the market at the moment. It's available now on the PC and Xbox consoles. Inspired by 90s films such as The Grifters and Clerks, and featuring a colourful aesthetic reminiscent of Toe Jam and Earl and even Nickelodeon's Doug, The Big Con is a tale of petty thievery set in a vibrant world where everyone has wads of cash in their back pockets. You play as Ali, a 17-year-old who helps her mum run the local video shop. When a nasty-looking loan shark turns up demanding repayment, you set out to get the money needed to save the shop, all $97,000 of it. Mom thinks you've gone to band camp, but little does she know that you've met Ted, a grifter who happily teaches you the art of scamming. With your new partner in crime, you head off on a road trip across America, aiming for Las Vegas, a place with huge grifting potential. Things start small scale, pickpocketing a few dollars here and there, but you later discover ways of making much more. By interacting with characters, and sometimes eavesdropping on conversations, you can complete side quests for big money. One character even gives you $50 just to stop bugging him. Initially, it seemed a little wrong to like characters who are stealing from others, but the end justifies the means, so says Machiavelli, and whilst Ali is forced to tread an immoral path, her heart is definitely in the right place. Plus, she's not grifting for personal gain, just to help her family. The Big Con actually is a much more wholesome game than it may initially appear. Grift through the 90s and master the art of conning now on the PC and Xbox One. The Magister is an intriguing blend of genres. It's a whodunit, point and clicker, a card battler with action RPG elements, and a roguelike with everything randomised for each run, from key events to clues, motives to even the murderer. Set in a medieval fantasy world, you as the titular Magister are judge and jury, and have 14 days to solve the mystery. Time is precious, with the game operating on a day-night cycle, which advances when you move location, with certain events only available at particular times of day. Choice is a significant part of the gameplay loop. You're able to choose your Magister when starting your quest, all have different abilities and change the game considerably depending on who you pick. You also have multiple dialogue options when talking to NPCs and have considerable flexibility to approach your investigation how you see fit. Not content with the Magister conforming to typical point and click mechanics, the developers have added a robust card battling system, reminiscent of Slay the Spire but with turn-based movement on a tile-based grid. Although, more often than not, instead of engaging in combat, you can try to placate characters with some smooth talking negotiation skills. There are plenty of card battlers out there, but few have as engaging a premise as the Magister. Get your little grey cells working overtime, inspect the clues, interrogate suspects and solve the murder now on PC and Nintendo Switch. Poirot would be proud.
Please stand by for next transmission in 5 seconds.
Golf Club Wasteland is a haunting tale of a post-apocalyptic future where Earth became a luxury golf course for the uber-rich after they fled to Mars. It's a cautionary tale revealed primarily from the perspective of a lone golfer playing one last round after mankind's fall, whilst an anonymous spectator narrates from a distance. I'd primarily describe Golf Club Wasteland as a puzzle game wrapped in a golf aesthetic. The story plays out over 35 courses, with each more intricate than the last. You don't move your Astro Golfer, instead only control the angle and trajectory of your shots. It's all pretty simple, but you'll need finesse and perfect judgment to get the ball in the hole for a par score. There are several modes available, including Story Mode, where you can just whack the ball to your heart's content until you get it in the hole without any consequences. There's also a Challenge Mode, which requires holes to be completed in a set number of shots. If you fancy a tale of hubris told by way of crazy golf, check this one out now on PC and all major consoles. Out in early access this week, we have the excellent Amazing Chicken Adventures. In this cute, colourful, physics-based platformer, you play as a chicken tasked with collecting eggs across a series of imaginative biomes, ranging from jungles to slippery snowscapes. If you've ever fancied playing as a chicken equipped with a pneumatic drill or a chainsaw, well, this is definitely the game for you. Engage in serious business, such as rolling boulders, watering plants, blowing things up with dynamite, and riding on a crocodile, but as we know, a chicken also needs some downtime, and there are cool mini-games for that, like playing ice hockey. And no chicken's wardrobe is complete without a series of cool hats, and Amazing Chicken Adventures has a plethora of headwear to collect. With a local co-op mode, including split-screen support, and lots of planned content coming over the next few months, this is a hidden gem well worth keeping an eye on. It's out this week in early access on the PC via Steam. And that's it for this week in indie gaming. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the I Love Indies channel and also hit that like button to help feed the algorithm. I'll be back next week with more new indies to check out. In the meantime, I'll leave you with Song of Iron, a 2D action side-scroller similar in looks to games like Inside, but with a much larger focus on combat, which is exhilarating. Dropkick foes, parry them with your shield, fill them with arrows, or brain them with your axe on your quest for revenge. Song of Iron is out now on PC and Xbox consoles. Until the next video guys, keep loving indies.
Wasteland.